Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Well, this is Phoenix that I'm in right now. As you guys know, I've more or less moved my permanent base to Apache Junction for the foreseeable future. And I'm kind of glad I did because I have an event here every Monday, and I came back and it was underwhelming compared to my experience over in Apache Junction in terms of being able to go up to somebody and networking. And I want you guys to pray for two things, though. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be pitching a new art project, and I hope it's going to do well. I'm not going to say what it is at the moment because I'm not sure if it's going to be successful or not. But it's a long shot. Let's put it that way. But I hope to at least get some new insight as I pitch it, or maybe I could just beat all the odds and get it out there. Right? It's a long shot, but it's something I'm going to be pitching over the next month. I want you guys to also to continue to pray that I pick the right investment, especially the right metal on the periodic table. So at last count, there's about 30 to 35 metals that one can physically safely buy and store at home, right? And well, I do have most of them, obviously different amounts of every one of them. And I'm hoping to choose a good amount of the right one just before it goes up another 10 bagger, right? So, for example, during the Ford Motor Company saga, palladium went up from $80 an ounce all the way up to 1100 an ounce, right? Silver went from a dollar an ounce to $50 an ounce over the course of a decade during the Hunt Brothers saga. Gold has started its rally from 250 to now 2500, 10x in just what 2 decades, right? And so if I pick the right metal and it does something, anything of that magnitude, I'll be pleased, right? There's been a few other metals that have done that, right? Rhenium, rhodium, and platinum did really well just before the financial crisis. I think it will do it again. And here's why. Here's why I would like for that to happen. I you guys know that ever since I began my job at CAC over in Apache Junction. And now that I have so much work to fall back on, right? I still have two other teaching jobs. I have the art projects. The whole working dynamics changed dramatically. Like for example, on my first day of onboarding at CAC, I sat face to face with the HR person, and she gave me this stack of paperwork that was just full of legalese and things that make your head hurt when you read them. It's really upsetting that our workplaces look like that, right? I wish we had more pleasant agreements to read, right? Not necessarily that they have to be beneficial, but at least they should be pleasant to read, right? A first grader should be able to read them, right? In my opinion, right? Not somebody who needs an English degree just to read, or even a law degree just to read them, right? And it kind of hurt my head to read, but then I realized that hey, I don't need this job; they need me, and so I didn't have to read that very carefully at all, right? If anything comes up that I wasn't aware of, I'm out of there, right? And that felt really good. But unfortunately, to sustain that, I got all these art projects and running around, right? And commuting from Apache Junction to Phoenix. I'll let you Google how far that is, right? If only I hit it big with picking the right metal or the art project that I'm going to pitch next week, right? I could continue to work like this, right? Oh, that would be great, right? That was wonderful. Going into the HR office, knowing that I don't need this job, they need me. That was a good feeling. That was a real good feeling. All right, and fortunately, I don't have to spend a whole lot of time here in the Phoenix area anymore, so that is a plus. To give you an idea, over in Apache Junction, they have a public library that opens until 8 p.m. So they have their priorities right. Right over here in Phoenix, 8 p.m. You got to go to a bar to network with people, right? So just that alone should tell you something about the priorities over there. So continue to pray for me. Pray that I pick the right metal to invest in. I'm thinking I got enough bismuth now that if it goes up one of those 10, 20, 30 baggers, I'm pleased. But my next metal of interest, I think, is tantalum and rhenium. and then I might shore up my big four metals, starting with platinum, obviously, and what else? I'll build a nuclear reactor to turn some of my bismuth into polonium 210, and so those will be the main metals that I focus on in the coming year or so. All right, pray that the art project that I'm going to be pitching next month works. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.